Okay, try this again. All right, take two. Hello, collective. Hello. I hope that everyone is doing well and that everyone enjoyed their Mother's Day and that they spent it doing what they love and with who they love. I had a real good day. I always take Mother's Day and my birthday, like those days are for me. I do exactly what I want to do on those days with very little consideration to anyone else. I don't have expectations of my family. I know that's a thing. I've seen a lot of chatter about women upset because the people that they've cared for don't make a big deal about Mother's Day or that their kids didn't even really acknowledge it. I'm going to say that that doesn't really matter so much to me. Like I kind of found myself getting caught up in the gift of things, and I think it was because my husband and I kind of group organized the kids for like for his birthday and for his Father's Day. I kind of corral him and because I know what he wants and I kind of facilitate getting what he wants. And our kids are still like we have a 14-year-old at home, but the older kids are young adults. So we do have to put a little more, well, we do put a little more effort into it than I would like to. Um, so because I do that for my husband, he's kind of started doing that for me. Although in years past, for like Mother's Day, I like to spend the day alone. Um, or I used to do a weekend away, just myself. Like I would check into a nice hotel and just spend that weekend quiet. I haven't done that in a couple of years, but yesterday we had church and then we came home and I was not cooking, so my husband had ordered crawfish for me. So I had my crawfish, I had my wine, I had my mussels, I had my treats. I had a really good day. I have no complaints at all. Mother's Day was good for me. So yeah, I hope that everyone has been watching the In Her Honor videos. Angel actually facilitated this. So while the videos that I've recorded and the people that I've interviewed, mine are done. Starting yesterday, Angel started to post her videos on her channel live after the goodbye. This was actually her idea. So it was important. It was an important project to do. If you watched Angel's video, and I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link her channel. This was monumentous effort. I think it was a great idea because I think it's important that their stories are heard. I think it's important that we memorialize them. But it's work. It's hard. Like it's hard. It was hard for me to do. Maybe it was because I actually interview people that I knew and I'm connected with. So their grief kind of becomes like you kind of feel their grief. And even like my mom passed away. It'll be 16 years this year. And it was still difficult to talk about some things because it's such a huge loss. Like it's such a, like it's just nothing else compares to it. So it was heavy. It was heavy, but it was also beautiful because I loved hearing about my grandmother. I loved kind of reflecting on who she was. I love the offline conversations that my aunt and I had as a result of it. I enjoy hearing my sister's perspective. I don't think we had ever really talked about the experience my sister had with caring for my mother. So it was a good conversation to have. I'm happy that I had them. I enjoy speaking with my cousins and uh, Doreen and Ash. I'm just so appreciative that they trusted me with their story. And I pray that you listen to them and you take some insight from them. I tell people all of the time that if your mother is still here, you are very, very blessed because life is so different once she's gone. Like it'll never be the same. Things change. So yeah, so we're done with that. Next up is Taisha Ryan. You'll see the rollout for it starting tomorrow. Next week, I'll be releasing the episode that we recorded, and then that'll end this season as we know it. Next up is vlogging, and we'll see how it goes. I'm learning new things. I got all the stuff. My husband he likes the things and he's a professional photographer. So I have all the stuff. Just editing for me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it's the editing for me. And I think a lot of it is that I don't think that my life is very interesting. Like I do regular stuff. But we'll have to see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how it goes. Our anniversary is this week. So I think that we made a conscious effort this year. Usually we go out and we have a really nice dinner and cook and well, I'm sorry, we eat well. We usually get each other a gift. We usually spend, some coins on it. But this year I was like, maybe we can just cook together because last year we took a cooking class and at Central Market and we enjoyed it immensely. It was like a couples cooking class. We did that for our anniversary last year and we enjoyed it. So I was like, maybe we can just cook at home this year. Like we can just, me and you, we can just make a meal together and just talk and it can be candlelit and, we can kind of, spend that time together. I'm looking forward to it because we don't cook in the kitchen together. Like usually my husband doesn't really cook per se. Like for holidays, he'll make the protein, like the meat, but that usually involves some sort of outdoor cooking. Like we don't cook in the kitchen together. So we'll be doing that. And I'm excited about it. Like we have a whole menu. Um, we'll have the candles and the flowers and the wine. And it'll be great. So yeah, so that's that. School is ending for my son. My baby is turning 14 and this like last week he was in his final middle school play and then on Saturday he went to his 8th grade formal and then on Sunday he performed with the Mime team at church, the Mime ministry, and they Mime to it's nobody God did it. I think it's Dorinda Clark Cole, I think. Let me check. I wanna make sure. But it was emotional for me because my son is he's what you would call a rainbow baby, which is a baby that's born significant after losing a baby. And I've shared before that my husband and I lost 3 babies before we had our son. And I had a son first. Today would have actually been his birthday. He would have been 17. Um, I had a son that was stillborn at 25 weeks, our first year of marriage. It was before our first anniversary. And then after that, I think it was 4 or 5 months after that, I had an early miscarriage. This was still in 2009. And then in 2011, on 4th of July weekend, I gave birth to our daughter at 28 weeks, and she lived for an hour and passed away. So our son's name was Jayden. His name was Jayden Reese Hawkins. Our daughter's name was Avery Raye Hawkins. So she was born and died 4th of July weekend, 2011. And not even a year later, at the same hospital in May of 2012, we had Arian. It wasn't even a year later. And I remember just, people always have opinions, right? People would say, y'all have enough kids. Y'all don't, maybe this is God's way of saying that, you know, you don't need to have any more kids. Yeah, it's Dorinda Clark. God did it. I'm sorry. So people would say, maybe this is God's way of saying that you shouldn't have any more kids. But I know what God told us. And it was affirmed by other people that we would have a son. I didn't tell anyone that I was pregnant with Arian. Nobody knew until my father passed in February of the year that Arian was born in February 2012, and I had to go home. So that's how people knew that I was pregnant. I didn't tell anybody. Still, we were keeping it to ourselves. I didn't officially say anything until we were a month out. I had to find a new doctor, and I had this team of doctors. Had a team of perinatologists. So I had the 2 perinatologists, and then I had my OBGYN. And my OBGYN, her name was Dr. Tracy Hicks, and she practiced in Richmond, Virginia. I don't remember the name of the hospital, of her practice, the practice that she worked at, but I remember her telling me that if she could get me to 28 weeks, that, um, she would deliver me at the first sign of trouble. She just needed me to make sure I got to 28 weeks. Oh, I'm getting so emotional. And every week after that, she would say, okay, 29 weeks, 30 weeks. Arian was actually born at 34 weeks. And I had gone into the hospital to have, they did a test at the perinatologist and then we scheduled my C-section. I was going to have him at 34 weeks, but we had to do the test to make sure that his lungs were developed. The test was inconclusive. So the day before I'm supposed to go into the hospital and have him because I'm having a cesarean section, um, we were there all day. It was supposed to be quick, but they could not decide what to do. Of the 3 doctors, one didn't think that I should deliver. They didn't think there was any reason to deliver me because the tests were inconclusive. But the other perinatologist, his name was Dr. Thomas Pang. I won't tell you the name of the one who didn't want to deliver my baby, but Dr. Pang and Dr. Hicks, who was my OBGYN, they vetoed him. They said, no, we're going to deliver her. And I'll never forget this. We were in Richmond at the time, and she was going to DC for the weekend with her daughters, but she came home to deliver my baby. Like, she drove back to deliver my baby and then went back up to DC. They were at a concert. She took her daughters to a concert. But when he was born, he had the cord wrapped around his neck. He was purple. And she said, it's a good thing that we delivered him when we did, because we had waited. He wouldn't have made it. And I'm so thankful for her and Dr. Pang. But I was saying all of this to say, to see my son, Mime, in worship to God did it. It was like a complete full circle moment for me. It was a full circle moment for me. And I always tell people that when God says something to me, I don't let people talk me out of it. And if I had allowed people to talk me out of it, I would not have my husband, I would not have our son. And I Arian is a testament to me of what God can do and what God will do. And I don't it's not just me. I mean, it's what God can do. And I think that we have to not stop allowing people to talk us out of it. That's the whole thing. Like, don't allow people to talk you out of it. If God says something to you, if God told you something, then that's just what it is. If God said it, that's it for me. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care what anybody said. We had every reason to believe that we would not have a child. Every reason to believe it. The proof was there, right? It just wasn't working for us. And I could have stopped and just said, I'm not going to do it anymore. And when I tell you that people pulled out the big guns, the previous doctor told me that if I continued to try, I was risking my health. I was putting my life, and that I needed to think about the kids that I already had. And, for me, that's like a trigger for me. Like, if it's about my kids, then I'm not going to do anything intentional to hurt them. So I knew what God said. I knew what God said. And as a result, I have this child, um, who'll be 14 in a couple of weeks. And I thank God every day for him. And when I look in his face, like when I look in his face, I see, like, he is clearly a manifestation of God's promises and what happens when you put your faith and your trust in God. and you listen to and follow God and not people. So that's it. That's the reflection. I did not mean to go there, but we went there. It's okay though. It's okay. It'll be what it is. And that's it. So don't forget to look out for the video with Taisha Ryan. And I hope everyone has finished reading Brown Silk. Don't forget to leave a review on Amazon. I love that book so much. And check out her other books as well. I am working up the courage to reach out to some of my other favorite authors to have them to see if they'll grace me with their appearance on the podcast also. So I'm working on stuff for next season. What do y'all want to talk about? Like who do y'all want to hear from? I want to hear from y'all about this. Angel and I are continuing to do the reality bite segment. I enjoy doing that with her because it's literally like moving out of the group chat or moving out of the chat. So I enjoy those. We'll be doing more of those. The shows are showing. They're showing. They're showing. So that's it, collective. I love you all. Thank you all for continuing on this journey with me. And I hope that everyone has a great day. Bye.